That looks nicer. Lean that way a little bit more.
Photographer Nathan Attia makes part of his living from glamour shots. He feels the sort of revealing photos that appear in so-called lads magazines and tabloid newspapers do not portray a negative image of women.
The majority of people, I find, can appreciate it without degrading the person that they're looking at. It's an appreciation rather than a degradation.
The supermarket's Get Tough policy is misguided, according to Nathan, who believes it could potentially do more harm than good.
It will become something that's seedy, it will become something that we don't talk about, and that is never a healthy way of having any sort of discussion between adults, and that's what we're talking about. I'm not talking about kids. Kids should not be looking at it.
And from the other side of the lens, model Lucy Collett also takes issue with the critics.
I don't think it exploits women at all. It's not like somebody's got a gun to my head making me do it. I've chosen to do this.
That's a view that's held by others in the modelling business. And Nathan argues there's a fine line between the sort of pictures that appear in other glossy fashion and gossip magazines and lads mags.
I had a look at some covers earlier. It was, a handful of women in swimwear. So is somebody being in a swimsuit now deemed offensive because they're in a swimsuit? Well, then how do you treat other magazines where people have flesh on show?
I think if lads mags gets banned, then what's next? I mean, are we all going to have to start not showing off our ankles and things like that? I feel like we're regressing back into the dark ages almost. There are a lot of other important issues in the world to be addressing, not just the fact that women who are equal, that they're taken away our equal rights to be able to do what we want to do.
Nathan thinks it's up to the parents rather than the magazine industry and retailers to regulate what their children see.
If it's the content, I'd argue you can't see the content until you look through it. So if you're worried about kids, don't let your kids rifle through magazines in a supermarket on their own.
That hair looks good.